And now, straight from the horse's mouth, our Neil Young News Report.
Smell the horse on this one.
With this week's update from ThrashersWheat.org, here's Thrasher.
Hey, Thrasher here with this week's Neil Young News, and as we have reported over the past couple of weeks, things continue to be quiet on the Neil Young shaky front. And as we've mentioned a few times, it seems like the quieter things are and the longer it goes on, usually the better the outcome of that. So what is going on with Neil now that we've had a few quiet weeks here at the beginning of 2013? Well, we do know that the next planned announced gig is going to be for the Bruce Springsteen tribute for the Music Cares program coming up in February. So the guys are probably likely to be rehearsing for that and planning for their trip down to Australia and New Zealand in March. So that's probably a fairly safe bet. Otherwise, it's sort of back to all the different projects that are out there on the plate. Certainly working on the link volt that seems to go on and on and on. Film in the car, whatever's going on with Pono and the prototypes, and then the music projects. We think that there's going to be a third chapter in the Rust trilogy. We'll get a video and a audio release this year from that. That would be certainly a neat package to see come out. So anyway, we got a lot of projects, a lot of loose ends out there that we've talked about here and we've put on the blog. So we'll just kind of move on from that. And we'll just wait and see what surprises come out. We also mentioned last week that Stephen Stills has his box set coming out in March, and certainly there's a lot of anticipation on that. We posted the track list. There's been some discussion of that, and we had an interview with Stills that we posted on the blog from an interview that took place last year that had a lot of interesting comments on working with the Buffalo Springfield and CSNY and certainly Neil Young. So you might want to check out that interview and some of the discussion that came out of that, which kind of revolved around something that we often see here about the different career paths that the different folks in CSNY have taken. In particular, it always comes down to Neil's career path relative to the other guys. Certainly Stephen Stills' path and what could have been, what might have been, what should have been, and all of that. But we know how history goes, and it is what it is, and we have Stills' box set to look forward to and have that discussion once more about his musical legacy. And another release that we highlighted on the blog this past week was a tribute to CSNY titled "Music Is Love." We had that kicking around since last fall, but we just didn't really get a chance to listen to it and write much about it. But we finally got around to doing that, and certainly an enjoyable package, a very nice tribute to CSNY, and definitely worth checking out, and supports a good cause, and has actually a nice little booklet in there with comments from each of the artists, and you can actually read the little booklet without a magnifying glass. So it's always nice to see something designed with a CD in mind. So check that out. Otherwise, we'll just kind of wrap up here. We've got some videos and some photos and reviews and the usual wheat types of products on the Thrashers Wheat, the blog. So check that out. And check out the podcast if you missed it or want to go back and listen to any of the other shows. That's linked over there in the right sidebar. So in the meantime, And one last note here before we wrap up. Next week, we are going to have a special treat here on Thrashers Wheat Radio Hour. We're going to bring you an exclusive inside look at the story of the Arkansas girls. And that may not mean much to some folks, but tune in and you'll hear an interesting story firsthand from a couple of folks who came from Arkansas to go see some Neil Young shows last year. So it's going to be an exciting and interesting little story that we're able to share with everybody. So I hope you can tune in next week.